On today's final episode of the season of Mvskoke Gardening series, we're just going to show you guys just some visuals of us digging up our garden, digging up some of our beds and getting them ready for the cool season. I'll also show you guys some amendments that you can add to your soil to help keep it warm during the winter. And I'll also show you guys some of the winter crops that we're planning on growing as well. So this bed right here, we had cantaloupes growing in it, which we've since pulled up. We also kind of had a problem with aphids and squash bugs on our cantaloupes. So we did a layer of diatomaceous earth, which is this right here. Usually comes with a duster like this also, and you can just dust it on your soil surface. What this is going to do is it's obviously going to add organic matter to your soil, which is always a good thing, but it also helps kill bugs. So what happens is tiny bugs will crawl on the surface of your soil over this diatomaceous earth, and you can't tell by looking at it now, but it's actually really sharp on a microscopic level, so it literally cuts the bodies of insects up as they crawl across it. So we use that. We also are planning on adding manure and compost to our soil. You can buy this at the store, or you can make your own out of like chicken manure and food scraps, things like that. But you would just add this to the surface layer of your soil. And what this is going to do is it's going to add more organic matter to your soil, which is always a good thing. And it's also going to help improve your water holding. So it's going to help your soil hold on to water during those cooler months. And it's also going to help keep your roots warm on your plants. It's going to add warmth to your soil also. So for most plants, they usually root into the upper, I'd say 25 to 30 centimeters of your soil. So that topsoil layer is very important. You want to have a topsoil layer that promotes root growth as much as possible. As you can see here, this has kind of dried out, so it's become compacted. So the more organic matter, the more compost, manure, plant material, mulch, things like that, the more organic matter in your soil, the better it's going to be for root growth. Organic matter is just going to help make the soil a lot more breathable. It's also going to add nutrients to your soil, so as that organic matter breaks down, it's going to release nutrients into your soil, and that's going to become available to plants. Really good compost. If you look closely, you can see kind of these white, hairy looking pieces in the soil. Those are actually called mycorrhizae. They're a beneficial fungi. What these are going to do is they're going to connect to your plant roots and kind of act like as an extension of your plant roots, and they're just going to help aid your plants in taking up more nutrients, more water, things like that. So there's some good mycorrhizae right there. That's what you want to see in your soil, in your compost, in your top layer. A lot of mycorrhizae. That's going to go a long way for your plant roots. I'm going to stand on the bed. And then we'll just kind of work to mix this in. So this is pretty labor intensive. In our garden, this is fine because we don't have a huge amount of space, and we have a lot of labor from students. So this is actually a really labor intensive way of doing it. In a lot of larger farm settings, they usually have equipment that does this for them. But we have time and healthy bodies here, so we can do it this way. Adding organic matter to your soil will also help reduce compaction, so it'll help reduce all of this big, clumpy, hard, impermeable blocks that we have. Organic matter is going to help aggregate the soil in a way that is a lot more breathable for plant roots. So again, we really just want to amend like that top soil layer. Those first few inches of soil are very crucial for plant development. So I would just water this in really good a few times, and I would say this is a good bed that's ready to go for the cool season. So here's some of our cool season crops that we're gonna plant in our garden. We have them hardening off or acclimating to the outdoor temperatures because these have been in our greenhouse for a while. And we've had them out here for a couple of days now, so we might actually move them into the garden today. But we have some turnips, purple top turnips. I think these ones are parsnips. Oh, these are also turnips. These are a good root vegetable. We're really mostly growing these. Our plans with our turnips and our parsnips and our beets, just root vegetables that nobody's really excited about. Our plan with those is to plant them as a border around our garden beds. This is an effort to reduce choofy or bunny infiltration into our garden. We had a lot of issues with choofies coming in and eating our melons and eating our cucumbers and things like that. So we're actually gonna plant a border crop just for the choofies, so that way maybe they'll kind of stop right there and won't get any further into our garden. They also love beans. They destroyed a lot of our beans this year too. These are purple whole peas. So these are actually used in a traditional Muscogee food called chatahaga. They use the dark color holes to create the pigment in chatahaga. So these ones people are really excited about. And then over here we have some broccoli. This is Romanesco broccoli. So the broccoli crown isn't what we typically expect, like the broccoli we buy at the store. This one's a lot more geometric, so it looks really cool. We've got a lot of our cool season seedlings in here. We've got some cabbage varieties. We've got some beets, some mustard greens. Here's some more cabbage over here. This one's a pak choi cabbage. We also have carrots. Lots of carrots ready to go. Root vegetables, so things like carrots, onions, potatoes, parsnips and turnips, like we mentioned earlier, those all do really well in the cool season. Those all grow really well in the cool season, especially if you amend your soil so that it stays warm. You can grow carrots or root vegetables almost all winter. We also have some onions over here. We have red, white, and yellow onions. Lettuce, we've got a few different varieties of lettuce and kale also. And as far as flowers in the cool season, some flower varieties that do well in the winter are things like pansies, violas. We're gonna grow crimson clover. So we all know clover, their little 3 leaves, but it also has a really, really pretty big red flower in the early spring. So we're gonna use crimson clover as kind of a cover crop where our flowers would normally be. Also cilantro. Cilantro is an herb that you can grow in the cool season, so we're gonna try growing that this year. So once we get all of these winter crops out of the greenhouse and transplanted into the garden, our plan is to start another round of summer crops in the greenhouse immediately after, with the intention of keeping them in the greenhouse so we can continue to get summer crops from indoors all winter long. So we grew 3 different types of watermelon in this bed. We did Black Diamond, Hannah Yellow, and Congo. And over here, you can see one of each of all 3, like they popped up. So here's the Black Diamond and the Hannah Yellow and the Congo. I was just telling you how bad it is.
I can't smell it really.
Oh, it's hot one. The dead one.
Squash bugs are getting smarter.
They probably are kind of smart. Yeah, pull it.
Do we have a book?
Oh yeah.
Like glizzies?
With glizzy.
Oh. Actually, yeah.
I've never put peppers on my hot dog,
You know, that sounded unappealing.
but peppers on your glizzy.
What about these?
Spicy glizzy.
Those are beautiful. Now smile. Mado for watching this season of the gardening series. So these are all the flowers that we cut from our garden. We cut every single flower in our garden before we dug up our flower plants. We're gonna have a flower sale Monday, September 23rd from 8:30 to 4:30 or until we run out of flowers. We'll be set up in front of the administration building or in front of the main building on campus here at the College of the Muscogee Nation. And all of the money that we raise is going to go towards our environmental science club, so our student organization out here on campus. We'll be selling arrangements in mason jars, kind of like this. They'll be $5, cash preferred. And yeah, so come out and buy your wife some flowers, buy your mom some flowers, and it really makes their day. It's crazy how such a small gesture can really brighten up somebody's day. So come out, buy some flowers, support our club, support the college, and Mado for watching.